We live in a Thanos wasteland right now, and I, for one, am sick of playing him. I would like to try to beat him, and so I have brought back the bad guy in order to give me half a chance against this absolutely dominant deck. Wow, I'm so surprised. KM Best is playing Loki. Oh, wow, that's crazy. See, I said it. That way you don't need to say it in the comments. This is a deck that is sort of a fusion between what Desmond was doing with this deck, a very high-ranked Korean player, and what Tanjo was doing with this deck. And basically, it also sort of jives with my experience while playing it, which is Mockingbird wasn't that good, and I like having extra energy when I am playing a deck that generates cards as much as possible. So from Tanjo's deck, we are minus a Mockingbird and plus a Hope Summers. And from Desmond's deck, we are minus a Mirage and plus a Collector. This gives us a decent amount of balance in terms of being a deck that puts power on the board, being a good Loki deck, and being a good Hope Elsa deck as well. It's a strong deck with a strong game plan that can actually have a solid backup plan to Loki, which is something I've really been missing. You actually get to play games where you don't actually have the card Loki, you're not Lokiing people, you get Mobiused. You can really still get away with that thanks to Hope Summers, where Mockingbird also falls victim to the Mobius, and yes, while you do have Rogue, she's not always going to be in hand. Hope Summers allows you to really go a little bit crazier with your Agent Coulson cards, with your Kitty Prydes, with your Elsa Bloodstones, your Jeffs off the Elsa Bloodstone, and I think allows this deck to do what it wants to do a little bit more reliably, at least in my experience. I'm not gonna lie, a decent amount of why I wanted to play this deck was because I love Kitty Pryde, but honestly, look at this variant and tell me I'm wrong. This is one of the best cards in Marvel Snap, or it used to be. Kitty Pryde is a card that I have a lot of love for. She was consistently incredibly good, and now she is consistently incredibly okay. This is not a card you need to overly invest in. One of the biggest mistakes players make when they play this deck is investing too hard in the Kitty Pryde, thinking they need to keep the Kitty around, and then ending up in a situation where they don't play Loki when they should. Be willing to Loki her away. That's just something you're going to have to deal with. By the same token, don't tunnel vision on her in Elsa lanes. Most of the time when you have an Elsa and you want to be playing a Jeff and a Kitty, you want that buff to go on the Jeff, because there is a chance you're going to get rid of that Kitty Pryde with a Loki, and also because spreading your power around can be a little bit more beneficial than stacking it all onto one card. For the most part, she's good. She's got synergy with the Collector, she can get pretty big, you can do things like claim locations like the Raft with her and not actually have to deal with it. One of the advantages of being an Elsa, Hope, Kitty, Jeff deck is that a lot of people right now are trying clog stuff with Cannonball, and this deck has a lot of just inbuilt ways to just beat the hell out of that. It's not like, oh, I have to Loki into getting their Annihilus. It's like, okay, I can fill up my lanes and not actually get punished for it, and I don't have to overcommit while doing it, and I even get rewarded with the Elsa. There's just a lot of things going in its favor with what I would call maybe a flavor of the minute deck right now, and Kitty is a pretty big part of that. Loki decks play Quinjet. That remains true. This is a card that is a little bit more vulnerable to Mobius M. Mobius, who is a lot more everywhere than he typically is, but you are in a situation where this card is often one of your best plans into Thanos. When Thanos does not Mobius you, playing Collector or playing Quinjet into Loki is usually just how you win those games. In addition, one thing you should know about how Kitty tends to play out is if you have the Elsa, you're going to want to start putting other ones on the board. Do not focus on the Kitty. Kitty is there to buff Collector and take Elsa buffs. You want to get that lane ready to get full, so you're going to play a lot of Quinjets on one. Snowguard is and has been basically since Loki was released a core part of the deck. The ability you have to manipulate locations should not be underestimated because of the way you can fill up your own locations without being overly worried about getting fully punished for that. Thanks to cards like Kitty and Jeff, this is actually a bit of a better Snowguard Bear deck than other options. Like this is where you have the multiple squirrels spawning, you can make sure that you benefit a little bit more from that than they do. Where you have the raptors, you can make sure you benefit from that a little bit more than they do. And so you are a little bit better than a typical Loki deck at using the Snowguard Bear. That said, I mean, let's get real. This is a Loki fodder card, and the only real consideration you're going to have to make is, am I going to fill my hand up too much with the two cards that I get from Snowguard? This is not a collector deck that is looking to make a gigantic collector, and it's actually kind of an indictment of the state of scaling 2-drops, that even after this card's functionality with Loki was completely deleted, we're still playing him just because he's going to be like a 2/7, and we need a 2/7 in order to be able to make this marginal, grinded out game plan relevant. We just kind of need a 2/7. It sucks, but we do need it. And this guy is pretty often a 2/7 between Snowguard and Cable and Coulson and Kitty Pryde. You're pretty well able to make this guy relatively large, even if he's not, the 212, 215 that he used to be in this deck. Cable is a relatively new addition to the deck, and the major upsides it has over Mirage are that you get some snap equity and some information. In addition, the other upside it has over Mirage is that you are able to use this card and then play Loki and get an extra point of power. If the card you get off Mirage is one that doesn't fit your curve, maybe because you're playing Agent Coulson on 3 into Loki on 4, you're going to be much happier having played a Cable. You get the information, you know a little bit more about the game, but also you just get an extra point of power. One of the major reasons I would have considered Mirage in here was when I was still playing Mockingbird. I think Mirage makes a little more sense with Mockingbird because she's very much more often going to get stuff that you want to play. That said, I had a little more success with this build of the deck than by leaning further into Mockingbird with Mirage and with Nico Minoru to make demons and things of that nature. I had a little more success this way than I did with Mockingbird, so this is what's on the video. Jeff is a card I almost want to cut, but I think he's too important to the Elsa game plan to actually get rid of in this deck because he gives you that second way of A, triggering Hope, B, triggering Elsa, and that's just too important to what you're trying to do. This is a card that does too much in this deck to actually consider cutting, even though I think you might look at this and say, there's no real synergy with the Loki here. That's true. But the overlap with Hope and the overlap with Elsa just make this card way too strong. You want to be getting buffs out of your Hope. You want to be getting buffs out of your Elsa. And in order to do that, you need cards that go in there and then don't be in there anymore. And in order to make those cards good and worth running, you probably have to run the Jeff. Rogue was a little iffy for me. I'm going to be honest. I think the major hits for this card are Mobius M. Mobius and Morbius M. Morbius. Like, this card is mostly just hitting Mobius and Morbius pretty consistently. That's what it's doing. And I don't really have any better options for that slot. So it's like, yeah, okay, sure, fine. We're going to keep doing that, right? But I do think that it's a little bit worse than it would typically be. There's no dinos running around, really. All the Thanos decks got rid of them. This is really very much just hitting, Mobius and Morbius. If you run into a Living Tribunal, maybe it'll hit something there, but like mostly it's kind of just that. Elsa Bloodstone is the cornerstone of your Loki game plan, or I should say both really. Your non-Loki game plan, I'm leaving that in. Your non-Loki game plan is very much just like, I'm going to do Elsa, Kitty, Loki stuff. I'm going to have a respectable amount of power. I have interaction with Rogue and Shang-Chi. And so hopefully you are able to create enough confusion with cards like Kitty Pryde and Jeff getting Elsa buffs and enough sort of awkward situations where you can win just by like playing what I would describe as like the points and tech game plan. You can totally do that. That's totally viable. You don't have to be a Loki deck. And the reason that's totally viable is because of this card. This deck might be the best Agent Coulson deck in existence, and a lot of that is due to Hope Summers. Hope Summers gives this deck a little bit of extra energy that, in conjunction with something like Quinjet, can mean that this card is generating cards that you are playing reliably a lot of the time. Everyone knows that Agent Coulson is great into Loki. That's a known thing. But Agent Coulson with Hope Summers is also some real synergy, because a lot of the time the cards you get from this are just good cards that you can use for lots of points. And that kind of stuff is worth doing when you can do it. And this deck tends to lack beef without it. This is the best Coulson has ever been in a Loki deck, in my opinion, and the best deck for Coulson, I think, that has ever existed. Hope Summers does what this deck wants to do, and as such is a natural inclusion. What this deck wants to do is like build towards big Loki turns or build towards big Elsa board states. Hope Summers naturally fits with both of those things, and that makes her a solid piece of this puzzle. The way she makes your Coulsons a little bit more relevant, also quite helpful. She just gives you a little bit of room to operate in ways that your opponents might not be expecting, and that gives you more equity in the non-Loki games. Now, there are going to be games where it's like, all right, I play Hope into Loki, and like, I only get 5 cards or whatever because it wasn't a Coulson. But honestly, every time I've played Hope into Loki, that's also been amazing. Like, playing Hope into Loki and then like jumping into one of their 6-drops, yeah, that rocks. That's super, super sick. This is a deck that often has a ton of stuff to do, and Hope lets you do more of that stuff. Shang-Chi is the best card in the game. You are in the business of playing the best card in the game, and it's especially important to you in a way that it wouldn't be to Thanos, because while you are a deck that has some stats, you need interaction to drag decks that have more stats down to earth. Loki is a bit of a controversial card, but I think right now it would be 100% correct to describe him as the good guy, or, her with this split. Shout out to my gender fluid people. Loki is a card that is, I think, a card that people think beats Thanos that doesn't actually beat Thanos because they run Mobius. But if they don't have Mobius, you are still beating Thanos the same way you used to. It's a little bit touch and go, but I think that if you want a deck that is not Thanos but can play good games into Thanos, if you want a deck that is not Discard and can play good games into Discard, if you want a deck that is fun and will show you a bunch of different ways to play, that has a lot of like guessing games and mind games on the final turns, there is not a better deck than Loki. This is, in my humble opinion, one of the most fun decks to play in Marvel Snap, now that it's not super broken. And I think that that is a big draw for me. And I think that this is one of the most fun ways to play it. Like, I wouldn't say this about Dino Loki or whatever, but Kitty Loki, Kitty Elsa Loki is such a blast. And I think that you really should check it out. Even if you're a Loki hater, I think this is by far the most palatable version of the deck. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for making it this far in the video. As always, I've been Cam Best. Leave all your comments about how you can't believe I made another Loki video in the comments. I guess that sort of goes without saying. Sure, yeah, put the comments in the comments. All right, Cam, wrap it up. Thank you. I've been Cam Best. Let's watch some gameplay. I hope you enjoy. Staying and you think they're sniping? We absolutely covered Magneto. We absolutely covered Magneto. They fucking die every single time. What are you talking about? Mind games? Oh my god. Is there no player that you can go for the move MMM play without sniping? I think it's possible. I think it's a possible thing. I think Tanjo would because he knows my deck. And it's overwhelmingly more likely to go for a play like that if you know what I'm playing, right? Where's that card back from? Shout out to the PAX people. That is where the card back is from. It's the PAX card back. From Penny Arcade Expo. Ash Tree Dweller with a gift sub. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Am I Lokiing here? I kind of don't want to. I might. Like, not Lokiing here is so awkward. Give me shit. How do you get the card back early? Thanks to the wonderful people at PAX. They allowed me to have it early. Okay. Okay. Wait, no. Better idea? Better idea. Hold on, better idea. How do I make this work? Shit. This works, right? Blade the Hope, double the other two. Yeah. Sure, why not? Apocalypse, and please don't be some good shit. Morbius. All right, I can live through this. Snap. I was thinking about snapping. I probably should have, but I'm just too stupid. Yeah, collector is actually huge. Maybe I should have snapped. And by maybe, I mean I should have snapped. Wait, no, the order here, doesn't that fuck me? Or is it selected beforehand? Okay, Proxima did get selected before. All right, we're good. I was a little scared for a second. I mean, now they are dead. Sandman is huge! Yeah. They leave, presumably. They're not leaving? I mean, they retreated later, right? Oh my god, I died. I'm an idiot. I fucked up. I forgot meat could move. Wait, never mind. I'm a genius, and I covered that the entire way. My bad. I covered that the entire way, chat. I had that absolutely 100% covered. Absolutely under no circumstances did I royally fuck that up. Under no circumstances did I completely shit the bed there. Just an easy, calculated hundo P win. Under no circumstances did I, like, absolutely fucking die. Mute anyone who emotes and rages about... Yeah, that's my instinct, right? Why mute them? They're being good sports? Because I feel like I should mute... I feel like... Because if I mute anyone who does it after... Sub for Jeff? Mirage, but it's really sad, because you really like being a Jeff deck in this context. You are a big fan of being a Jeff deck. Yeah, it's Tanjo's list in the video. And this is one card off Tanjo's list. Yeah, this is like doubling up on Elsa and Hope. What's your deck's build name? It's called I Really Wanted to Play This New Kitty Pride that I got. If I don't have Snowguard or Mirage, should I play Maria Hill? Yes, actually. Maria Hill is legitimately kind of good in this stuff. That's not even a joke. Actually, just kind of good. Fucking Phoenix Force. Okay, at least we have that potential Fisk Tower out here, but, like, goddamn it. Gross. I'm gonna stay because I'm an idiot. I think this is a key part of understanding here. I'm staying because I'm fucking stupid. You feel me? We did not steal the PF. How's that stupid? I feel like I'm being stupid here. Am I a Loki gamer? Probably not. Their deck is just such bad shit. I don't know. I feel kind of stupid about this one. That bad location is really bad. Hello, Snowguard. They messed up the spider? No, they didn't. They didn't want their multiple man to get shrunk, I think. I think they were roughly doing things correctly here. I mean, like, do we go for it here? Because I feel like they're about to just do a bunch of shit, right? So, like, what we can do is Shang-Chi. If we just don't clog, he'll clog. Yeah, like, that's sort of my thought process. Is like, I don't want to do any of this stuff. I want him to clog himself. And then I will be fine. On the other hand, what if I'm just the genius? I just want to see. I'm not going to lie. I did the math, and that gets to 18, right? And so it's like, maybe I'm just fine by winning the middle and the right. Or the middle and the left, I should say. Yeah, so like 2 multiple men on the left, 18, 18, right? I could get Heimdalled? No, I don't think that works. Yeah, we win. Okay, see. Yeah, we got there. Winning every lane, actually? Winning every lane, actually? Actually, every single lane in the whole game. Or do you mean this kitty variant? In which case, yes, she rocks. She fucking owns, dude. Coolest card of all time. Damn, I wonder what they're playing. With an avatar like this, who can really say? Actually, Cannonball rocks too. Wow. Wow. Anyone else want to ban that guy? Just me? Do you think White Widow is better than Red Hulk? Yeah, I do. I think White Widow is fucked up. I hate that card. I don't love that Jotunheim. I'm just gonna say this seems pretty compelling. Yeah, good. Sorry, y'all. I see. I win a tiebreaker here, I believe. No, I just win the left or the right, don't I? Oh, okay. This is always a question, right? Both, because like sometimes Lambie will play Conquest on day one, and he'll be like, "This card is good," and it will not be good. It's just unfortunately reality. He's playing ladder. Okay, good. Thank you for getting me the baby Groot variant. Happy for you. Like one ladder game? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I don't think you thought it was good. Okay, I was gonna say I wouldn't. I wouldn't either. The fuck is that doing here? Dara called it better Eliath. My instinct would be that it's worse Eliath. Maybe. I mean, if you're a Hope Summers deck, I'm probably just gonna get some good shit off of what you're doing, right? I am indeed. I am indeed. Too late to snap, I think. Oh, that's a dead Miss Marvel. All right. Well, goddamn. That's unpleasant. Snap and end it. I've died now, Tanjo. I'm dead now. I didn't think that one out, did I? Thought it out enough, though. All right. I did not think that one out correctly, but I thought it out enough. I did every single thing correctly, and you have absolutely no evidence against that. I'm a genius. Am I playing Jeff or Mirage here? Okay, let's do some math. If I play Jeff, I draw a card next turn, I play Coulson. I think it's got to be Jeff. Play Cable. What you got? Turns out it was Cable, chat. Oh no, they're Phoenix Force, aren't they? Well, maybe I'll get their Venom. Does this work? And then next turn, Nimrod Venom. I don't know, maybe. Should I have Venom left Zola? Maybe that is better. I don't know. Do I die here? I have no idea. I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, Venom Zola seems like it was better. Okay. So do you have a second one? They do! Holy shit, I'm fucked? Wait. No, I'm not. That Nico moves that the wrong way. We got there. I figured that if they used the Venom, it was so unlikely they actually had two Boom Booms here.